for complete picture of that how this senseless war could have taken more billions of rupees from here in Pakistan and in India. But I think the Indian political leadership needs to be held accountable for all this. Moving forward, now we request Major General General Dr. Raza Mohammad. Sir, the question we pose to you is that are you aware the Indians violated the international borders through air missile? Do you foresee Indian Army undertaking offensive operations in future, sir?
When we talk of the enemy and threat perception and hypothesization, I think most important is that it has to be based on the enemy's capability, not the intentions or the announcements or the statements which the enemy makes. So when we see the capability of Indian Armed Forces, India, तो इनकी जो capabilities हैं, they are more Pakistan specific. Although they announce, they say that they are being prepared or they are preparing against China, but whatever forces they have amassed, for example, the tanks, the APCs, the mechanized forces and other forces, they cannot be employed anywhere in the region less Pakistan. And when it comes to Pakistan, it is Punjab of Pakistan, it is the deserts of Pakistan. That is where answer to Firdausi's questions come, that the ground forces have their own role also, whether it is LOC they have to hold or something. The second thing which I want to say is that our assessment has to be based on the historical behavior of the enemy. If you see enemy, you have seen them throughout, and you cannot trust that they are not going to come again and attack you. Then there is another thing which has happened recently also, which is the deception. I think we have seen it here in Pakistan also, and we have seen it in the other places of the world also during this period. Number one, when they were, वो जब सिंदूर लगा रहे थे, साथ उन्हें पाकिस्तान को चूना लगाने की भी कोशिश की. कैसे? Air Marshal Amir may be knowing it. I came to know from Secretary Defense that on the night they came in for attacking Pakistan from within their own territory. They sent a notice, or as it is agreed between both the aviations to civil aviation of Pakistan, that we'll be conducting an exercise inside Indian borders, the air exercise. Alhamdulillah, Pakistan was not complacent. Pakistan Air Force was not complacent. But that exercise was actually the employment of their jets, their aircrafts against the Pakistan from standoffs from within India. The second deceptive maneuver, and third and fourth, I'll just hint at. Ukraine, Russia, they were to go for the talks next year, and a day before, they are attacked and their strategic bombers are destroyed. 2 days or 36 hours before the talks, Iran is attacked. President Trump says, I'll take up to 2 weeks to make a decision whether America attacks Iran or no. He takes this decision and gives Iran a surprise within 2 days. And that too, a day before, 2 negotiations are held. One is the United Nations Security Council's meeting where everyone says, let's stop the war. And second is the talks in Geneva where 3 countries, the European countries, that is Germany, France, UK, they're talking to Iran and they're talking of the ceasefire. So when we see all this, that means we cannot be complacent when it comes to our enemy. And the threat, where all it could be, we all know it could be conventional, it could be non-conventional. And within the non-conventional domains, two domains are very, very important. One is the hybrid warfare or the low intensity conflict or the terrorism which is going on. और जैसे अभी आप कह रहे थे कि सिंदूर जारी है, एम्बेसडर एजाज ने भी कहा, हमारे ऊपर तो जो सिंदूर है वो 1948 से शुरू हुआ. We are under threat, we are under war, we are in a perpetual state of war and perpetual state of preparation, so we cannot be complacent at all. और जैसे मैंने कहा था उन्हें चूना लगाने की कोशिश की थी. So the talks which we are hoping for, that the President Trump is going to perhaps bring both the countries to a negotiating table and talk on Kashmir, I think it appears to be kind of dwindling. The hopes are kind of dwindling because the last statement which came from Mr. Trump, Kashmir was missing from the negotiation. So we have to be very careful. Let's be prepared. And another point, that is lessons from the contemporary wars. So lesson from the contemporary war is the air dominates, the missiles warfare will be there, ground forces perhaps will come very, very late. But within that, the other fact is the espionage. We have to be very, very careful. Whatever happened in Ukraine, for example, in Russia, for example, they took 18 months to insert that company. We started making the houses with the containers. The containers did not have the top, fixed top. It could be removed mechanically. The drones were smuggled in. The drones were put in those vehicles. Those vehicles were taken to 5 to 6 bases of Russia, where the strategic bombers were standing outside, and at a particular time, all the drones were employed to destroy those aircraft. That means there was lots of insider help, and there was a lack of counterintelligence there. Even in Iran's case, killing of about 30 to 40 people from the generals, the scientists, nuclear scientists. So precisely, it couldn't have happened unless there was an insider help. So these are two major lessons which Pakistan also needs to learn. And last is about the nuclear capability. Although Pakistan's nuclear capability is now, alhamdulillah, far beyond attack or anything, because it's already there, it's at multiple places, it is well protected, well guarded, and it's not like that it is under development, that it can be targeted with GBUs or anything. But still, we have to be on guard, keep our guards, never be induced into complacency on the promises of talks, and we must learn from the lessons of Russia, lessons of Iran, and be prepared every time. Every moment is crucial, and we should never trust our enemy. War can happen anytime, although, as Air Marshal Sohail was saying, it is going to take a little longer time, but you cannot trust enemy. So let's be prepared. So it could be anytime and never. Thank you so much.
Thank you.